Hello and welcome to the second episode of Mandy's Musings. Before we begin, I have to express a sincere thank you to everybody who has supported me thus far, my friends and family, and the nearly 200 others who are the life force of this project. I cannot begin to express my appreciation for every one of you. Please be sure to watch this video until the end to get all of the details of our November subscriber raffle. Now this week, we will study love as a form of resistance and reading and dissecting Anne Sexton's 1965 poem, Little Girl, My Stringbean, My Lovely Woman. Let us begin. Little girl, my stringbean, my lovely woman. My daughter at 11, almost 12, is like a garden. Oh darling, born in that sweet birthday suit, and having owned it and known it for so long, now you must watch high noon enter, noon, that ghost hour. Oh funny little girl, this one under a blueberry sky, this one. How can I say that I've known just what you know and just where you are? It's not a strange place, this odd home, where your face sits in my hand, so full of distance, so full of its immediate fever. The summer has seized you, as when, last month in Amalfi, I saw lemons as large as your desk-side globe, that miniature map of the world. And I can mention, too, the market stalls of mushrooms and garlic buds all engorged. Or I think even of the orchard next door, where the berries are done and the apples are beginning to swell. And once, with our first backyard, I remember I planted an acre of yellow beans we couldn't eat. Oh little girl, my string bean, how do you grow? You grow this way, you are too many to eat. I hear, as in a dream, the conversations of the old wives speaking of womanhood. I remember that I heard nothing myself. I was alone. I waited like a target. Let high noon enter, the hour of the ghosts. Once the Romans believed that noon was the ghost hour, and I can believe it too under that startling sun. And someday they will come to you. Someday, men bare to the waist, young Romans, at noon where they belong, with ladders and hammers while no one sleeps. But before they enter, I will have said, your bones are lovely. And before their strange hands, there was always this hand that formed. Oh darling, let your body in, let it tie you in comfort. What I want to say, Linda, is that women are born twice. If I could have watched you grow, as a magical mother might, if I could have seen through my magical transparent belly, there would have been such a ripening within. Your embryo, the seed taking on its own, life clapping the bedpost, bones from the pond, thumbs and two mysterious eyes, the awfully human head, the heart jumping like a puppy, the important lungs, the becoming while it becomes, as it does now, a world of its own, a delicate place. I say hello to such shakes and knockings and hijinks, such music, such sprouts, such dancing mad bears of music, such necessary sugar, such goings-on. Oh little girl, my string bean, how do you grow? You grow this way. You are too many to eat. What I want to say, Linda, is that there is nothing in your body that lies. All that is new is telling the truth. I'm here, that's somebody else, an old tree in the background. Darling, stand still at your door, sure of yourself, a white stone, a good stone, as exceptional as laughter. You will strike fire, that new thing. Very few poets achieved the grandeur of Anne Sexton. At the height of the Vietnam War, her poems were a solace for an America ravaged by loss. And central to her legacy is the idea of joy as a form of resistance, as penned by Toy Darracott. This poem in particular is an ode to her blossoming daughter. Beginning with the second line, Sexton develops the metaphor of her daughter as a garden, employing imagery of growth as with lemons as large as your desk-side globe, market stalls of mushrooms and garlic buds all engorged, and apples beginning to swell. Visions of summertime orchards under blueberry skies capture the essence of youth and innocence, extending the ideas of William Wordsworth in I Wandered Lonely as a Cloud. In fact, we could argue that the bliss of solitude he refers to is Sexton's primary wish for her daughter, that is, the bliss of independence. The poem's title clearly designates 3 states of being: girlhood, stringbeanhood, and womanhood, with the stringbean being the spiritual outlier. This transition occurs at high noon, which she calls the ghost hour, symbolizing the pinnacle of Linda's existence, the moments that will decide the course of her life. And while Sexton's fruit metaphors romanticize youth, she warns her daughter of the startling sun, her all too impressionable nature, and relates her own mistakes in saying, I was alone, I waited like a target, for not having listened to the conversations of old wives speaking of womanhood. Instead, she assures Linda, I'm here, that old tree in the background. Thus, Sexton masterfully completes the Eden imagery, introducing the notion of adult bodies in a state of childlike innocence, as explained by Kennerly Roper in their analysis of the mother-daughter relationships in Stringbean. Now, as we've seen, this idea of the becoming while it becomes, of transition rather than transformation, pervades the entire poem, and its chief instrument is the stringbean, which alienates mother and daughter in accordance with the line, how can I say that I've known just what you know and just where you are? Instead, Sexton recalls planting an acre of yellow beans they couldn't eat, presumably because the influence of the climate outweighed her care. Hence, little girl, my stringbean, how do you grow? You grow this way, you are too many to eat. The poem is a real rite of passage for Linda. It's her mother acknowledging that influence must replace ordinance, the love song of one generation to another. Now, the 20th century saw a vast revolution in the way of women's rights, but that's not to say we don't have a long journey ahead of us. Unfortunately, in today's society, girls are ostracized since puberty or lectured rather than guided by the old wives Sexton alludes to. But simply analyzing modern belief systems allows us to realize that these struggles are antiquated, with only an established hegemony upholding them. So, what is it we do to break the glass ceiling for once and all? For that, we look to Sexton. Education is at the heart of any transformation. We vastly underestimate the impact of individual agency, but enculturing our children catalyzes a generational commitment to reform. If strength lies in number, we gain the upper hand, and if it lies in passion, our movement will be all the stronger. Together, little girls and stringbeans, lovely women and young Romans will unite and hold the flame in resounding laughter. Now that I've shared my beliefs with you, I'd like to invite you to do the same. To enter our November subscriber raffle, subscribe and comment below the name of a piece you'd like to see me analyze. Next Monday, December 7th, we will be randomly selecting one subscriber to win $100 and my personal appreciation, although that extends to all of you. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you learned something and would like to see more, please subscribe, click the notification bell, and share with your friends. And remember, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. Until next time.